What should we be looking for in these final fourth quarter results?
Yeah, these are the final results where we're going to get net income and also the breakdown of the various divisions like chips and also displays, which have done really well. I mean, it was a record full year, keep in mind, for Samsung Electronics supplying that Apple iPhone supply chain, of course, with the OLED screens and also the memory chips. But the big problem in the fourth quarter was that surging won against the dollar. It surged 7% against the greenback in the fourth quarter alone. And I was looking at some statistics from CLSA. They say that for every 10 won increase or movement on the won, that affects operating profit by some 200 billion won or 186 million US dollars. And CLSA says that was about 600 billion won in the fourth quarter alone. So despite all the surging or fairly stable contract, supply of those screens and chips to the likes of Apple, the won really hurt them in the fourth quarter.
Though Apple is working on its own chips, Samsung's still a big provider of chips for Apple products, including the iPhone. Is there concern about waning chip demand, especially amidst concern that the iPhone 10 isn't selling as well as some would have thought?
Well, that had been the concern, of course, that, NAND or DRAM prices as well kind of stabilized a bit after that big surge. But then you can just look just a week ago, you saw Hynix, which is the number 2 memory chip maker. Hynix and Samsung control more than 2/3 of the, DRAM market, supplying to the likes of Apple. Hynix beat estimates with their profit or their operating profit just a week ago. So that kind of assuaged those fears.
And J.Y. Lee, of course, used to run Samsung, sentenced to jail. How much is that saga going to be playing into this?
Yeah, so he's appealing that 5-year sentence that was handed down to him by a Seoul court in August, and that appellate court is expected to give a ruling on Monday. I will be there in Seoul, perhaps for that verdict. Again, the company's pretty much moved on. After that, again, record third quarter, they replaced the CEO, their longtime semiconductor head, taking over as CEO. So at the management operational level, they've taken, a new page. And with J.Y. Lee, yeah, he's still the de facto heir, but if he's going to spend the next 5 years behind prison, they've pretty much moved on beyond that. And he does not necessarily affect day-to-day operations or the demand of those chips and screens.